Hello, beautiful person. Greetings from cold Winnipeg. So I didn't do a video this morning, although I did go outside. And then I ran on the treadmill. Today I'm talking again about time, money, freedom. That is Ray and Jessica Higdon's book. And today we're talking about rule number 8. And rule number 8 is do, don't plan. And I talk about tools for guaranteeing results. So, yes, I am wearing my Wealth Wednesday shirt, in case you were wondering. It is Wealth Wednesday after all. So they talk about different things. It's interesting. First of all, they talk about what to do when you get to the point where you can't do everything yourself. And you have to think about software. They started selling courses, and then they realized I hadn't even thought about the logins so that people couldn't just pass it on for free, things like that. And then I love this headline, trust but verify. So they're not even talking about the situation that they had when their accountant stole $60,000. This is a situation where you have a team and you tell them what to do and you have to trust them to do it and, verify that it got done. But micromanaging is a really bad idea. And then they talk about the ready, fire, aim concept. I love that. I am somewhat of an impulsive person, so it suits well with my personality. But people like to spend a lot of time getting ready to get ready, and they end up never doing anything because they're still busy getting ready. So they're quoting Michael Masterson's book, Ready, Fire, Aim, that you just execute before you have every scenario figured out because you can never, you know, foresee everything. And people just keep on getting ready to get ready. I mean, obviously, you don't just jump in head first without looking where you're going, but just go, just do something. Start with something small. And I talk about a few examples, like for instance, I talk about Bob Heilig, who sold $350,000 worth of coaching and he hadn't set up any way to accept the people's money. So that was kind of funny. Um, I talk about a toolkit that you need, scheduling resources, checklists. I love checklists. I am constantly making checklists. DMOs, that's also really, really important. A DMO is your daily method of operation, and those are the habits that you do every single day to keep your business going. It's really important. 90-day activity journals, I love those. I have a bunch of them. Keeping track of things. Bank Makers has the best tools. And trackers and things like that. Then they talk about scheduling resources, and there's time blocking is so important. Just set out time, and during this time, you're doing one thing. Don't keep trying to jump from one thing to the next. Like if you're, for instance, if you're sending prospecting messages, don't answer messages that might come in during this time. It's really tempting, but I find it's really can be a waste of your time. Do what you've set to do during that time, and then have a set time when you answer messages, have a set time when you um, go on social media, maybe when you make videos, and so on. Just make time blocks of when you're doing things. It's by far the best way to do things. And then they talk about blocking times for each type of activity, like never work time, maybe can work time, free time, and so on. Then they talk about checklists. As I mentioned, I love checklists. Like, for example, they talk about a checklist. Reach out to 10 new people via social media to show you it's literally a checklist with little check marks. And it's great. You can write out on paper what it is that you need to do and then check it off. It's very satisfying. And they talk about connecting it all to your DMO. So these are the things that you must do every day in order to see success. And they say the most important aspect of your business is your consistency. It's really important. There's certain things that you just have to do every day. And once it becomes a habit, then you just do the things and you feel really weird if you don't do them. So, for instance, when Ray was starting out, his DMO was he would prospect and follow up with enough people to hear 20 no's a day. I have to tell you, if I hit 10 no's, it's a really good day. So 20 no's a day, that's just amazing. He completed some form of personal development. In the beginning, it was books and free YouTube videos. And then it grew into courses and eventually into high ticket masterminds and coaching that he invested in. And then finally, he would do at least one video a day geared toward attracting people to him. He has done this for over 10 years. And now, of course, he has a different DMO, but he still has a DMO. And it says, your DMO shouldn't look that different from Ray's DMO. Put out a piece of marketing every single day. Pick a number, maybe 20, maybe 10, maybe even 5, and go for that many no's a day. You just have to talk to humans. If you aren't talking to humans, you don't have a business. This is like really important. And then they talk about the 90-day activity journals, which, as I mentioned, I totally love. It's a great way to keep track of your activity. And they come in such pretty colors. And I talk about social media, prospecting, following up, etc. And then I talk about social media enhancement tools and about ways of how to go live, the parts of a Facebook Live. That's really, really useful if you don't know how to do it. And then my absolute favorite thing to do, and what I'm doing right now, ILT, Invest, Learn, Teach. Okay, I bought this book and I learned from this book, and now I'm teaching you from this book. So it is this is ILT, stands for Invest, Learn, Teach. It is the perfect way to have an limited number of ideas for content and become someone else's expert on anything that interests you. So the first step is to invest your time and possibly money to learn something new. The second step is to teach it to someone else. Now you are bringing value to your audience. And they say they've been teaching this concept for about 8 years, and it has worked every single time. And some of Ray's most popular videos have been, hey, this weekend I attended this seminar, or I read this book, or I went through this course. Here are my notes. So just like I'm telling you about this book, you can do other things. You can read a book, you can watch a movie. It talks about his stepfather watching a documentary and then coming over and telling them all sorts of things about the environment that completely blew his mind, because his stepfather was apparently quite a blue-collar guy who was not normally interested in these things, and now he was teaching him all these things about the environment. So that's awesome. Anybody can ILT. If you can't buy a book, you can go to the library and get one. You can read stuff online. If you're watching this, you have internet. So it's an extremely powerful tool if you want to do any sort of marketing, any sort of education online. ILT is the way to go. Read a book, watch a movie, read an article online, Google something, and then you can teach it to other people and you can bring value to them. And this is how we do it. We want to be helpful to people in the world, and so we learn things and we tell them about it. So there's 2 more chapters left in this book, so I will be looking forward to telling you about them. I hope this is helpful. If it is, I hope you will like, share, comment, do all the things that help the social media platforms show this to more people if you think this is something that people should know about. And just to remind you, I have a PDF with 13, count them, 13 of my favorite stress busters in this stressful, stressful time that we're all living in. New strains of this and that, and oy vey. So if you would like this PDF, just drop me a message and I will be thrilled to send it to you. So you have a great evening. Remember, I love you. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.